हालांकि मेरी खुद की टांग अंग्रेजी में काफी फंसी हुई है, आई विल डिस्पाइट दैट इन्वॉल्वमेंट quote the iconic dialogue. English is a very funny language. And I'm saying this because um, the title for our third and final dialogue in this series, Pet Persona, is Pet Palliate. Now, I know the meaning of palliate, but I couldn't for the life of me remember its correct pronunciation. Palliate होता है, palliate होता है, क्या होता है? फिर अभी 2 मिनट पहले ये कॉल स्टार्ट करने से पहले आई फाइनली वेंट टू गूगल बाबा एंड आई वाज टोल्ड palliate. So I'm going with that. If I'm wrong, please say in the comments and I will make that correction, because even alleged experts should be open to learning and correcting themselves. So, welcome to Pet Persona, our series on mental health around pets and animals. We've had two very, very important and interesting and insightful dialogues. This is the third one, which we kept reserved in a sense specifically to talk about that word palliate, because the fact of the matter is that whether we engage a pet or an animal with the specific purpose of being an emotional support or a therapeutic tool or not, they do have a very calming, embalming impact on us. And joining us as usual are our partners in this entire endeavor, Aniheal Pet Hospital Jaipur, Dr. Iftesham and Dr. Poonam. So, welcome once again. And let's dive straight into it. What is it about animals that makes us feel so very special and loved and calm?
Okay, so there are two things. Like there is chemistry and there is physics when we interact with the pet, right? So a lot of chemistry is there with the pet and with the pet parent itself. So we have already discussed how it works. Like oxytocin is released, cortisol is released when there is stress hormone. So oxytocin is released, that is motherly hormone. So whenever we see pet or we pet a pet, so it is there. So pets heal us, and we give companionship to the pets and how it works. Basically, Dr. Puna will tell in detail how what they do for healing. So there are two things. One is sympathetic system and another one is parasympathetic system in our body. So sympathetic is stress, like whenever there is fear, so fear and flight, everything action happens, and then so many chain of reactions are there. And parasympathetic is where you rest, recoup, and heal. So most important thing is this pets or animals when they are around with you, so they activate your parasympathetic system.
I see.
So once the parasympathetic system is activated, rest recoup वाला पूरा body का जो system है that increases. Like heartbeat reduces, your blood pressure reduces, and you become calm. Oxytocin is there, then happy hormones are there, and cortisol levels are reduced. So this is how you get benefited with the pets. And on the other side, the pets get companionship. They give unconditional love to human being, so they get a reason to live. A challenge for themselves is to support their human being. So if we see through the evolution process, so with the evolution process, all these pets have been with us for thousands of years, and
Hmm.
they've increased their thought process with us to judge their human being, to see their and observe the human being, and they do with various procedures. And the matter of fact is now, as a human being, we are the pack. These pets live as in a pack. So the process of thinking is any person who is having any sort of suffering. So the sociological behavior with the pet is that it will try to heal that person. So
Hmm.
whenever we have a lot of issues, pets heal us.
That's really, really wonderfully articulated and so good to know. In fact, as a quick humorous aside, आपने कहा that it becomes their purpose and to heal, etc. My previous dearly departed dog, God rest his soul, ऐसा कहा जाता है कि डॉग्स के करीब 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 40 वर्ड की वोकेबुलरी होती है in terms of human words. But I'm convinced that he was at least double of that. तो मेरा कुत्ता था after all. बट यहाँ पे बिफोर डॉक्टर पूनम कम्स इन ऑन अ perfectly sincere note, मैं ये जरूर पूछना चाहूंगा कि is it that same pack instinct where which causes, we see this so often, इतने इस पे वीडियोस वगैरह भी हम देखते हैं that एक फैमिली में जहाँ पेट है वहां पे एक ह्यूमन बेबी का बर्थ होता है, and you'll have this really huge, large, physically imposing khunkar dog who will just, become so caring and parental and sort of literally adopt that human baby as their own.
So, your question is basically how that change happened?
Yeah, I mean, is it that same sort of instinct of belonging to a pack and then they see the new arrival
Yes,
also as
I
part of the pack?
Yes, I think so. That is what happens, and the whole process, because the pet is invariably the part of the journey of the mother also, and the micro change that is happening in the scent of the human, I mean, parent for the dog is bringing some change in his physiology and understanding that okay, there's something's gonna happen. Having said that, we still say that you introduce the new member very slowly, casually, and you have we have seen that that dog becomes the guardian actually for that newborn.
And Dr. Poonam, if you want to add to something that Major was talking about, just in terms of their therapeutic impact, I mean, we see all the time, शायद यहाँ इतना नहीं होता है, you will know better, but certainly in the Western world, we see so many instances where whether it's at senior assisted living facilities will have pets, or there will be even pets assigned to individual patients of certain illnesses, etc.
So before we go into what kind of therapies are there, I just want to highlight few things as in how pets actually provide therapy. They whether it is a physical therapy or on an emotional or mental level or in any sort of cognitive improvement, they they act as social lubricants, as in suppose I'm a person and I have some issues and I want to go to a therapist but I'm hesitant to talk about it. So in that scenario, the pet comes as a neutral, non-judgmental person, and that I am open to that dog and share things, and the therapist use that sort of communication to gauge the okay, what is the problem. So they
Mm-hmm.
become sort of a social lubricants. Then
Wonderful.
there is a physiological de-escalation, which Iftesham already mentioned, that how the cortisol works and it calms us. And also in hospitals, they take these therapy dogs, and if a patient is suffering with chronic pain or anything, the animal provides the distraction and love, so that level is also reduced.
Mm.
Also in cases of suppose a person has had a stroke and has is lost the fine motor skills, and so slowly petting the animal would bring the development of fine motor skills. Or a child who has had an accident and is learning to walk again, so doing it in a gym with bars and all, it's more difficult than
Correct.
having a pet and who's trying to help you move around. So these are the different ways therapy can be provided. Now,
Also, I think it might be fair to say, sorry, आपको interrupt कर रहा हूँ, that in any case, and this is something that is tragically happening in our own country, because people are starting to live in smaller and smaller families and setups. and don't necessarily have access to घर में कितने ही सदस्य हैं, कोई भी एक्सरसाइज करा देगा, कोई भी बात कर लेगा, कोई भी कुछ थोड़ी देर गेम खेल लेगा. That
Yeah.
also is a scenario where obviously it can help, and which is something that we are starting to see here now.
Yes, yes. So, continuing with what I was saying, the fourth, I should say, the therapeutic effect can be on the sensory level,
Hmm.
especially in cases of autism, or where there is a panic attack or a mental meltdown. In those cases, also the pet helps, and how it helps. I mean, how the physiology work, that if the Sham will tell in detail, but these scenarios are there, and in this we can actually divide the therapy into three. There is a service animal
Hmm.
treatment, wherein that particular animal is trained for a particular, maybe
Purpose. Hmm.
diabetes,
Hmm.
yeah, for
Right,
a,
right.
I'll tell the purposes also, but that is a service dog. Then there is therapy animals which visits the hospital with their parent, and provides emotional support.
Correct.
And third, and which we usually see, is the emotional support, which
Hmm.
all of us gain when we have a pet at home.
Hmm.
So, as we have divided pets into three categories, one is service dogs or pets, another one is therapeutic dogs, and third one is companion. So, now I'll just brief you something about how they are. Well, we have trained those dogs for
Hmm.
different
Hmm.
reasons. I'm being from army background. We
Hmm.
have trained dogs for various
Hmm. Hmm.
purpose, basically for service dogs, explosive detection, mine detection, and so many things. So here I would tell about the search and rescue dogs. So search and rescue dogs did a very big important operation when, remember, there was a cloud burst in Ladakh.
Hmm.
It was in the area where that Amir Khan's movie was also there. So a lot of dogs searched many people over there buried down.
Yeah.
So
Save
they
lives.
saved lives. Even when in Siachen our soldiers are posted, so there are avalanches, so they're buried under the snow. So we have those search dogs who get those people out from there. Apart from there, that
I would want to add something. If the Sham, being from army, will go into search and rescue thing, but service animals usually can be considered as a biological medical device.
Hmm.
Okay, so in cases of diabetes, suppose the breath of the person is more sweetish or metallic, if the animal is trained, they will be able to tell you without the sensor or something, that the it is going low or high.
Oh wow, you've given me a great point to pitch for my Persian at home.
Or otherwise, suppose a epileptic person is going to have a seizure, so they can sense either the tremors or the smell of the
Hmm.
patient, and warn them, to make them sit,
Hmm.
get a pillow, those kind of things. So
Amazing.
they sort of reduce the effect which is going to happen. Or if somebody is going to have a stroke, so in that case also, they sort of make them sit down, all
Right.
those, they are
Because
trained like
I think in any case, in so many situations जब कुछ ना कुछ जैसे एक सीजर हुआ या एक फिट हुआ, तो वो तो होता ही है. बट अगर आप लाइक यू सेड बैठे हुए नहीं हो, यू आर नॉट इन अ सिक्योर प्लेस,
just
तो
safer,
आपको और एडिशनल मल्टीपल क्या क्या हो सकता है.
या फोन लाके दे दिया, यू नो
राइट.
911 डायल करने को ट्रेन इंडिया में नहीं है, बट
हम्म.
दैट्स हाउ इट कैन वर्क आउटसाइड.
रिमार्केबल.
see there is complete science behind it. It's not like we just want to impress people how
हम्म.
pets work. So the science behind is dogs have got very sensible the smell system,
Olfactory system.
olfactory system. They can smell 10,000 to 1 lakh times more than what human beings can do. They can see things and they can imagine, observe things very fast. So what happens whenever there is a disease, there is a particular smell by volatile organic chemicals
हम्म.
VOC.
secreted from the body, right? And they are secreted from the sweat, urine, and different parts from the body. So they smell and they come to know even before the epileptic attack is going to come. तो वो बंदा उसको पहले ही उसको अलर्ट कर देता है. They can feel reduced heartbeat or any heart issues coming. So अटैक आने के पहले वो उसको एक्टिवेट कर देता है बंदे को. So they can be trained to actually guide how.
Blind
Yeah,
dogs,
yeah. So
blind
तो
persons.
ब्लाइंड पर्सन को गाइड करने के लिए होता है. दे कैन
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
एक्चुअली सी एंड गाइड एंड उनको पता है. सी विद द ओवर process of evolution, the dogs have evolved a lot to understand their human companion. तो उसको सब पता होता है कि मुझे किस तरह से इसको बिहेव करना. ओनली थिंग इज वी नीड टू नो एंड लर्न
Understand
एंड
it, yeah.
अंडरस्टैंड द पेट हाउ वी नीड टू ट्रेन.
Hmm.
So professionally, there are a lot of trainers. We have trained so many dogs as service dogs. But as a human being, if you have connect with your pet, you can train. With yeah, with AI and all these things, now you can learn so many things.
Now, just as a sort of additional follow up, just sort of curiosity, do you also find that there are for certain tasks or for certain ailments or for certain purposes breeds that are better suited than other breeds?
Yes, yes, there are certain breeds. Like if we say for guarding German Shepherd is better, for tracking German Shepherd is better. Then border collies are there for farm animals. Then there are Labrador, which are very intelligent and they are used for human therapeutic. Labrador हो गए, golden retrievers हो
Golden
गए.
retrievers, okay.
So they are also used. So these breeds are
Hounds
used.
for smell, olfactory
Yeah.
things.
So they are again divided as their breed, which category we want to train them.
Hmm. And you did mention this briefly, but I want you to specifically say कि ये ट्रेनिंग कौन करता है या किसे देनी चाहिए, मतलब who is the person who's training the animals?
See, there are professional trainers. Unfortunately, we don't have much of them in India,
Hmm. Hmm.
except for service training, because
Hmm.
army started training for the
Correct.
service dogs. उसके पहले राजा महाराजाओं के टाइम पे होता था.
Hmm.
सोल्जर्स आर्मीज में they used to do.
Hmm.
पुलिस में it is very common. है ना? So that is there. But the therapeutic dog training concept is new to India. The companion animal dog concept is new to India. So, but it has been used very widely in European countries, and there are a lot of
Western.
such protocols are there. So, in India also, a lot of trainers are coming up, but it is upcoming field. So, actually, I don't know much them,
हाँ,
but
but I mean, you probably should be. I don't have to be politically correct. अपने यहाँ तो पहले हम ही ट्रेन हो जाएं till a certain level, तो बहुत बड़ी बात होगी. That's something a little further down the stage of evolution. And just to add humor to this very important but serious discussion, एक बहुत अहम फंक्शन आपने मिस कर दिया in terms of how pets can assist in social scenarios is to get dates. I know so many guys who
We
will
did not
take
think of
वो
that.
बोरो करके और कुत्ते वॉक पे ले जाते हैं.
We
तो
did.
मतलब
so
उस बहाने से एक कॉन्वर्सेशन स्ट्राइक हो गई एटसेट्रा.
So we'll just tell you this date wala example recently happened in our clinic also. We had one very good front desk person in our clinic.
Oh, yes.
So he got an offer from ex person. He was a client. The moment they interacted on phone and everything was set. So they are getting married on this 11th.
Oh my God. So,
Yeah.
they should I mean they should honor Aniheal in some form or fashion because it's very significant in
It was long
their
for
love
us.
story.
No? So that's why we did not add this thing.
Chaliye. So that's then another avenue. Matchmaking is one vertical that you can be start. Heal through the love of animals. Wonderful. The whole series has been really great. ऐसा कुछ लोग मानते हैं and I respect their opinion कि अरे ये क्या बीच बीच में फालतू के मजाक करते रहते हैं and all. But I think that when we are discussing serious issues, it's important to always have an outlook of lightheartedness and humor. That's how life becomes more palatable. So thank you again very much to both of you for making the time. Hopefully, this is the beginning of lots that we can do together going forward. अपनी collaborations की बात हो ही रही थी just before we started recording. So all the best, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.